Hey, how you doing, dude?
Great, great. Everything's going well today. Early.
Good.
How was your coffee?
It's tasting really good. Yeah, and I had to I hate these fucking iPhones. They take forever to turn on and get going, and I have the Skype on the phone, so it's easier for me to use since I'm noticing that more and more people are wanting to do interviews via Skype, and I could see when it's like overseas or something, but I couldn't figure out why everybody's doing it here in the country because like I mean you can call anywhere for free anymore nowadays, you
Right.
know.
Yeah. Definitely, definitely, definitely. So, new CD, DVD out. Hellstar 30 Years of Hell. Tell me a little bit about the package.
Well, it's basically it was the show that we recorded here. We intentionally did it. It's the full show recorded on a double CD, just like the old days, like a double live album. And then it's also the concert was also filmed, and so the concert is also on a DVD too. So it depends on if you want to just jam out in the car, there you go, you got the CDs. If you want to watch it at home, then there you go, you got the DVD.
Cool, cool. Um, I see. I watched the DVD this morning. Really excellent. Yeah, I see a lot of moves. Reminiscent of Ronnie James. Tell me a little bit about your feelings toward Ronnie.
Well, Ronnie was definitely a big mentor of mine. So, I mean, that's been obvious through the years. I mean, I think Mark Groman from Brave Words and Bloody Knuckles gave me the official name of the Mexican Ronnie James Dio. So, and, but yeah, he's been a big idol of mine. I think that he's a very classy guy on stage. So, I think that when we were all younger, and we all idolized somebody before we became, people in the same league, so to speak. You always kind of, you followed someone's footsteps, and so that's basically and I knew him personally, so I guess it was a hard thing for me when he passed away. It was almost like just losing my own father, kind of, and but yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, he's always been my one of my favorite frontmen, so since way back in the day.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean that was a tragic loss because, like, they showed him in the hospital. He was doing the interview. He's up and ready to go. It looked like, and it just fell apart. So, everybody misses him.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean that was a major loss for for the whole world of heavy metal, regardless. Period.
Right, right. Okay, you're on AFM Records once again. You've been with them for a while. How did this project actually take shape? Did you approach them? They approach you? This is your first live DVD, anyway.
Yeah, the very first official, live DVD, live double album. Actually, it was my idea from the very get-go was because of the fact that, we had to do another record anyways, but we didn't want to rush to do another studio album just yet because we had such a strong one to follow up after, and then also it didn't, it all just kind of snowballed because it was like, I started to tell the guys, I'm like, man, when we were younger, it was the live albums that made bands popular. I don't, you're probably a bit younger than I am, but back in the late '70s through, I would say even almost the mid '70s through a lot of the early '80s, is like every band that made it on their live album. It's
Right,
strange, but who the hell knew what Kiss was at all until Kiss Alive came out?
right,
And then same with Peter Frampton, the same with so on and so on, and Foghat, and Judas Priest, and then UFO and Scorpion. All these bands had, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 studio albums, been around for almost half a decade, and nobody gave a shit who the hell they were until their live albums came out.
very
So
true.
it was kind of weird how back then live albums made you, and and it's not like that anymore. It's a live album is just for nostalgic reasons, like, oh, I'm going to get that Hellstar live album because I've been a fan for 30 years, and it's just to throw into my collection, but it's not the album that's going to sell tremendous amounts of units.
Right.
So, with that being said, it was then that Larry had brought it to my attention that, well, man, that this lineup of Hellstar, well, because me and Larry are considered Hellstar, so let's just say the nucleus of Hellstar came into fruition in '82,
Right.
And he said, so dude, this is mine and yours 30-year anniversary. And I'm like, wow, So with that being said, it all just started to come together as like, okay, I want to do what I never got to do that, that made me get turned on to bands just so I can have one too. There's an occasion now, it's 30-year anniversary. So all of it started to make sense. And then I sold it to the label. And like I said, their whole thoughts in the beginning were, well, see, you're thinking back then. And yeah, that was the case. But live albums, I said, you know what? I don't care.
Right.
If it only sells 3,000 units, big deal. We're not doing this to make a lot of money. When we're going to make money with you anyways, I laugh out loud, yeah. So why not just do something that's not going to make you as much money for a change? That's what your concern is.
Right.
And then I just said, oh, well, and then they know. Then once I told them the whole idea, and then they were like, oh, then it started to sound real appealing to them. And then obviously look at the love they put into the package.
That's man, the package is excellent.
Right, and so you know what they did in the end, they were just really all about it. They were really happy with it,
Cool. Now you just got back from Europe. You played a lot of different countries. Tell me a little bit about some of these countries, because I'd love to know. Let's start off with you played Turkey.
Yes.
How was that? How was
that was
eating
insane.
there and the people and everything?
Yeah, dude. The intensity is like it's multiplied by hundreds because they're, for one thing, these people are starving for shows, and they don't get that many. And so that's one reason why you're going to have, a great audience to begin with, just right off the bat, just like, so, but then, you come to find out that a lot of these people were diehard fans for many, many years, and so, there was people that were, there was people that when we did Winds of War, and there was this guy, well, first of all, there was this guy that happened to stop by the restaurant we were eating, and it was like the guy had just met, somebody from the Beatles or something,
right.
And he was just mainly more around me and the whole, because he knew everything about me, and he said he was like, he couldn't believe he was sitting here, and I invited him to sit at the table, and he's sitting there and he's wiping tears away.
Wow, that's cool.
And so when we did Winds of War, at the show, I mean, me and Larry just looked at each other and we're like, dude, there was at least 3 grown men crying, and at about 2. It's like we were doing, do I send her all my, like they were at a Beatles concert, and it's like, oh my God, it was really weird.
That's really cool, especially you invite them to sit with you at the table is, something like a dream come true.
Yeah, exactly. So it was awesome, dude. It was a beautiful situation.
Cool. You also played Hungary?
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
Oh, same. The fans are fanatics there. Though for me, that was my second time in Hungary, because the first time I got to visit Hungary is when I was in Vicious Rumors.
Right.
So, but no, it was, it's another fanatic country. All those countries are some, because everybody thinks of, well, metal, Germany, it's all big there. But really, to be honest with you, I think the more fanatic fans are in the obscure countries, because they just, like I said, they're a little bit more deprived of it. Whereas, come on, the Germans get they get 3 metal shows a week, Yeah, it's just part of their way of life, and they're part of their daily lives, so it's not as, it is still passionate more than here. Then again, what place isn't more passionate than the whole damn U.S., But yeah, I mean, it's kind of taken for granted, like, oh, what metal show will I go to this week? Don't know. Bullshit, same guys, same, and so I think in those countries, they're just more like, my God, do you know who's coming to our country? It's like, yeah.
Cool. Watching the DVD, it looked like you really stirred up the crowd, the Plague Called Man. There's certain songs like you try to really pump up the crowd, or how's that work?
Well, I think it's really the songs themselves. I just know through experience of, going on so many tours with the band already, that everybody, what songs really just get them going, and Plague Call Man is definitely one of them that just makes everybody, just starts the whirlpool thing like the old days, and it's like, and, But other than that, I mean, yeah, it's and that certain songs are gonna really get them going. Well, like "Run with the Pack" is definitely one and we close. It's always gonna be the closer. It just has to be. But other than that, you just kind of know what songs really get them going.
Cool, cool. Winds of War, another song that is great. And I mean, like, you're just standing there on the video, and you can feel the vibe from like the crowd, and like you have them like in your hold. What's that feeling like being on stage and all these people like just glaring at you, and
You know what it is?
you're my people.
It's a rush. It's kind of a rush. It's a different kind of rush. It's not like any other drug I've ever taken before in my life, but it's one of the best drugs. You know what I mean? It's kind of a big rush that it's a feeling of fulfillment most of all. I think that to know that you're doing your job.
Right.
And it's kind of like one of those like it was a great day at the office today for a change.
Right. It was never a great day at the office.
No, not technically when I worked at one, but this was a great day at the office. When they said, and now I know what they mean, but unfortunately it never happened in the office.
Wow. Tell me a little bit. You mainly focus on darker issues on the lyrics and stuff like that. You ever dabbled in the occult or anything like that?
No, not really. No, none of us really have, dude. We've educated ourselves with it, but we have never been involved in any kind of occult, Satanism, witchcraft, or any of that stuff. That lingers around. And what I tell people is that, look, for a band like us, and I think that as time went by, it started more because everything about Hellstar, the music, first of all, is one thing that sets a mood. And I think that, with that mood, that dark elements seem lyrically come out. And yet some of our songs, I've heard some people, our songs say, man, that is just a beautiful piece of music that you guys did with that song. And yet it's the one that's the darkest song on the record, the Wicked Disposition,
Right.
But it's because of the fact that, the music, I think everything lends a hand to give Hellstar its brand. And it just would be odd for me to write a song all of a sudden about some really bright sunny day. It just wouldn't go, I mean, and so, or something that involved a bright sunny day, it's like, you know what? My girl found a job today. She's been unemployed for a year, and we're so happy. I'm going to write a song about it and try to fit it in Hellstar song.
Right.
Just all this positive shit's going to go in this fucking song. It just wouldn't work. And that's really what it lends its hand to. But more so, I mean, everything we write is no different than a rated R, dark mystery drama or horror film. And so that's all it really comes from is that, if you go see a movie called, Boy Possessed from Hell, you're going to get what you expect out of it, so you kind of just keep rolling with it. You kept going, well, Hellstar's a dark name. It's a dark image. It's dark musically. It's a dark situation.
Right.
And I'm a dark person myself. I since Nosferatu, I've been a gothic kind of guy and it never changed.
Wow. Cool. Very cool. I'm going to tell you a couple things. $33,000 for a pair of Stones tickets. $30,000 for one Dave Matthews ticket. $10,000 for Lady Gaga. $3,000 for Madonna. This is all cash money they're asking for tickets these days. Tell me how Hellstar kept together with probably $10 to $20 for a ticket unless you played a Pig Festival. How'd that work? How ridiculous are their prices for a kid that wants to go see these shows?
That's just absurd. That I mean, I think that's yeah.
Pisses me off.
And the thing is that I take my hats off to these people that have made their success, but Jesus Christ, don't keep doing it to where it's destroying. You know what? It's like these bands are almost like the old days or how life is in Mexico. You're either rich or you're poor. And you know what? And the rich are taking from the poor and making us poorer, because when they set that thing in stone, the next time you go play a show, Then I remember, yeah. Matter of fact, what town was it that we were in? And I threw a fit about it, and the guy wanted to charge €28 for the ticket, and I
Right.
was like, what the fuck? We're not goddamn Judas Priest or anything, dude. I said, and at least I have enough. I have enough self. What's the word I want to say? Enough, not enough self-esteem, but in other words, I know where I belong in this metal world as far as what my band is worth, what I'm worth, what and I'm the first one that'll tell you, as much as I love my own band, dude, I'm not so and so, and I'm proud to do that because there's no sense in looking in the mirror of deceit. You're not going to get anywhere in life like that. You need to look in the mirror of reality every day when you get up.
Right.
And you know what? That's the mirror reality, where Hellstar is and where my life is and where my mental state is and everything else. But yeah, see, what's happening is so the rich are taken from the poor because now, promoters are wanting to raise ticket prices all the time. And I'm like, look, I'm telling you, man, you will have 500 people here. But if you start fucking trying to do $20 at the door, dude, I don't know, man, you're going to fuck that up.
Right.
And I said, dude, 15 has been it's been working well. And what are you worried about? What you're paying us for our guarantee?
Right.
You're making that plus almost double. So we're all laughing at the end of the day when we go to the bank tomorrow.
Right.
So really, why keep, you know what I mean? Why just do this so you can take off the rest of the year from work or something, So, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice, but that is ruining shit for us. It is because it's like now people are starting to, and then in a way it could be better because, when you think of terms of stuff like that, and then you go, yeah, well, Hellstar's coming. How much are the tickets? They're $15. Yeah, I mean, people say, not only say it's just $15, dude, they're only $15. It's like, come on, dude, this is like going to fucking Walmart. Let's go, this is 3 for 1. Yeah, the whole family can go. Sure, shit, that's only $60 for me and you and little Betty and little Davy. So whereas $60 hasn't even fucking paid for the parking to go see these bands.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So sometimes it kind of lends a hand to it, but at the other time, it does set a margin for a lot of things because. You know what? The bigger metal bands, what's going to happen is the bigger metal bands are going to go, which, what are your bigger metal bands? Maiden and blah, 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 Metallica. And, well, they've already been doing it. But, I mean, let's even say those guys because those guys are almost in that league, too. But what it does is let's take the margin down one. And not to take away from any of these guys, not saying that you're not as important in the world in case you're listening, but let's say Megadeth.
Right.
Okay? We know Megadeth is not an Iron Maiden.
Right.
But they're doing very goddamn well. But see, now Dave may go, well, shit, man, fucking Lady Gaga could do that. But you know what? Megadeth tickets are going up. Well, once that happens, well, then that trickles down another bar. Okay, so now let's go. There's the Megadeth. Okay, and here we go again. Testament, Exodus, you guys, fucking doing a wonderful job, but you're not a Megadeth. Okay, so, well, if those guys can do it, yeah, all right, let's say even an Overkill. Well, you know what? Shit. I went to Megadeth. Those motherfuckers had tickets for $50 goddamn dollars. Fuck that shit. And then the next thing you know, hello from the gutter. Fucking $40. That's it from now on. Okay, then, so then that happens. And then let's drop it down another bar, which is where your Hellstars and your Forbiddens and all those bands. Well, man, dude, they're selling their tickets for, dude, I went to go see fucking Testament and Exodus, but $40. And like, yeah, man, I think we should have our tickets at $25 now. And you see what happens, right. And then it's kind of like gas prices.
Yeah. Never know where they're going.
You never know where they're going.
I have 3 questions coming up from another rocker, and I'll tell you who it is when we're done. Okay? Do you get funny looks when you hold the door open for an old lady?
No, I've never gotten funny. I get, when I don't get funny looks, I get looks like, this vampire-looking guy is being a gentleman. Because, dude, you know what? That is strange that whoever asked that question, maybe he's been around me enough to see me do those kind of things.
Possibly.
But I do those things. Yeah, I'm the kind of person that I respect. I totally go out of my way for the elderly. And kids too, but the elderly more so. And I think it's because I had a passion for both my parents, and they got to live very long lives, and they're not around anymore.
Right.
So like I guess when I see someone, it reminds me of like what was my mom's last stage while she was here, or my dad's last stage. That it always kind of warms up my heart.
Me too. I go out of my way to help the elderly because they built this country, and we're kind of leave them in the dust now.
Yeah, but you know what? Now that's just 1 out of 10. But for the most part, um, you'd be surprised how many old people just smile back at you like, "Oh, thank you," because they're so blind they can't see what I look. Their vision's that bad they don't realize that Cousin It just let them through the door. Yeah, a black Cousin It. There you go.
So, what are you dressing up for Halloween?
Dude, every year I have done some stuff. I just kind of make up my own thing. I kind of almost did one thing that almost reminded me of Bobby Lucas one time when he was in a black metal band or when he used to wear makeup. But sometimes I'll do that. I'll just do some kind of Corpse original thing and then wear my basic stage clothes. What else? I mean, well, I can't. It's very easy for me to. Then one year I was me. From Hellstar.
Okay.
Hey, I've got cool looking stuff that, believe me, I don't even need to put on any makeup. Just wear the clothes, and it's Halloween.
Cool. Last question. Do you think Obama is the Antichrist?
Well, you know what? My sister did, and I sometimes I wonder, but I don't like to get into politics, and so I'm not going to say what I think about his leadership in this place. But one thing that's strange is that none of us have still ever found out where are you from.
Right. That's true.
Yeah. I mean, has anybody tried to fucking move his hair around while he's, just to see if those little sixes are there? I mean. I guess you can't get that close to him, only his wife. But then again, she looks like she's possessed, So, I mean, I don't know. It's I know that my sister belongs to a really, really straight. Although she enjoys life and she has fun. She was at our show in San Antonio this Saturday. She lives in San Antonio, but she moved to San Antonio just for this one church that's on TV.
Right.
So she follows this one guy real religiously, and they seem to be a good group of Christians. They're not out of control too much like some of them are about the mighty dollar and everything, But
right.
that subject that came up a lot, and that's and unfortunately they this congregation believes that. And according to them, they have their proof, and there's certain things that she was telling me when we were visiting with each other, and I listen, although I act like I'm listening, it's going in one ear and out the other, but I listen just because I don't like to voice my opinions again about politics and religion. But some of the things she was telling me, I was like, it made me drive home and wonder.
Right.
And I'm like, well, number one, they still don't know where he's really from. He refuses to show, blah, blah, blah. And he is Muslim and blah, 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 and so, and what the thing is, with all these little things that she's mentioning to me about, his anti-religion of what this country really was built on, it's one thing. So there's something anti already. and if he really is, I mean, if he really is Muslim, the whole Antichrist thing is not going to be really so much a satanic movement that's going to take over the world. It's another religion. And if you think about it, Muslim is just growing like a fucking plague right now everywhere. And so if the whole thing is just turned around to where, they're going to slaughter all the Christians, well, then who would? But again, that could be another good movie, another Hellstar song. There you go.
You can thank Bobby Lucas for them questions.
Oh, okay, yeah. There you go. So now he just gave me an idea for another song.
Thank you. Just want to congratulate you again on the triple disc, DVD, 2 CDs, amazing package, great foil discs looking, and congratulations, man. I love how it sounds.
And you know what? It's been too long since I have seen you guys, but I've got a possibility to do a project that a friend of mine had started a long time ago in Vegas already anyways, and I was in the project already, which is the project that put me and Jay Reynolds together to do Malice.
Cool.
And it's called Denim and Leather. It's a tribute to at 80s Classic Metal, and this guy contacted me again because he relocated back to Pennsylvania, and he's got shows he wants to start doing in the area with Denim and Leather.
Cool.
And I was like, oh, okay. So I just got an email from him just 2 days ago. And he was like, dude, I know you're busy, but I would love for you to, come back to Denim and Leather, and I got it going again now, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I'll check into it. But that would be a way for me to get up there a little more often, and come see you guys.
That's great. Good to hear you.
All right, man. You take care, dude.
Thanks a lot, man.
Regards to all the Jersey heads, and you take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.